Hello, everyone. I thought I would talk to you about my plans for 2025 and also reviewing 2024. Sometimes I make separate videos, but I thought I would combine them in this video. Well, first, I think I'll review 2024. Overall, I thought it was a decent year, which I think is probably the best I can hope for in any given year. Um, I think 2023 overall was worse because no one died or got seriously ill or hurt. Probably the closest thing was Gizmo, who became paralyzed, and it took a few months to get him walking again. And the fact that he is now walking is almost a miracle in itself. I never thought that would happen. He still has a bit of a limp, but he has improved immensely. And but in 2023, my basset hound Barney passed away, and then at the very end of the year, on December 30th, my last grandparent passed away. So in that regard, 2024 was better. I also published my book, The Ecstasy and the Ignominy, in 2024, and because of that, I doubled the amount of sales that I got in 2023. In fact, December has been a really good month for me overall. I've sold 7 books, which still doesn't quite beat my record of 9 in one month, but still pretty good, especially because the Ecstasy and the Ignominy is a longer book, the royalties on it have been higher. And so yeah, it has been a decent year in terms of sales. I mean, I'm still not anywhere near, financially secure, but compared to where I was a few years ago, I am in a better position, even though I still don't ever see myself making a living. That still seems like a far off dream, but I am in a better position than I was a few years ago. Of course, if TikTok gets banned, who knows where I will be then? And that's another thing. It's hard for me to talk about plans for the future because if TikTok gets banned, that's obviously going to affect how I do things, how I make content, and all of that. So I can't really talk about how I'm going to make content in 2025 because if TikTok is banned in the next 3 weeks, obviously I'm going to have to recalibrate my strategy somewhat. But but yeah, I thought it was a decent year overall. I published a book, I got a new puppy, and so yes, it was a decent year. I wouldn't say that 2024 was a great year because I don't think I've ever actually had a great year in my entire life. In order for something to be a great year, things would have to happen that I never thought would ever happen, like making a living as a writer, giving a lecture at a university, getting some kind of movie deal, finding the love of my life, things that just seem like impossible dreams. But I just I don't think I don't think any of those things are ever going to happen, at least not anytime soon. So that's what it would take for me to have a great year. But it was a decent year in the sense that I published a book and got a new puppy, and that I have been doing reasonably well in terms of sales, at least when compared to a few years ago. Now, looking forward to 2025, again, I can't really make predictions in terms of the kind of content that I'm going to create. Um, but I probably will not release another book in 2025. The book that I'm working on now, The Disappearance of Richard Blackwood, is still in the early stages of development, and I don't really see it being finished in 2025. It's possible that I may have a publishable book ready towards the end of the year. It's not likely that that will happen. I would say 2026 is a safer bet on that. And so 2025 is mainly going to be a year of writing for me. Like this year, I actually didn't do a whole lot of writing. I wrote about almost 6 chapters this year, but that's been about it. It's mainly been about editing and getting my book, The Ecstasy and the Ignominy, ready for publication. It's only been towards the end of the year that I've really returned to writing. So 2025 will be a writing year for me. It probably won't be a year where I publish anything, but it will be a writing year. But of course, I will be going slower than usual because The Ecstasy and the Ignominy was kind of my big book, and there was a lot of urgency to get that book out because I wanted to write and publish a really big epic book. But since I've done that, I'm kind of taking it easy with this book. I'm being a little more experimental with it, And so because of that, I'm also going to write at a somewhat slower pace, which is another reason why it probably won't be ready until 2026. Again, it's possible it could come out at the end of the year, but I wouldn't bet on it. So those are my writing plans right now. And in terms of content, I don't really have anything to say because it depends on whether or not TikTok gets banned. If TikTok gets banned, I may start I will probably have to start separating the long form content and the short content, because a lot of times when I speak into the camera, I just say whatever comes to mind, and if it's long, it's long, if it's short, it's short. But if I have to divide it, I may have to plan, okay, this is going to be a short, and therefore I will film it vertically, and where if I say if this is going to be longer, then I may have to start filming videos horizontally. Um, and of course, if TikTok gets banned, I'll probably take a break from content in order to recalibrate my strategy. And of course, also when it comes to things that are non writing related and stuff, I want to see if I can try to lose some weight. Of course, this is a typical stereotypical goal, but now that I'm approaching 30, I find that exercise just doesn't work like it used to. So I would like to at least lose a few pounds, even though I'm not going to reach my goal weight. But I do need to lose some pounds though in that regard, which I'm probably going to start going on a diet come January 3rd. Not at the beginning of the year, because I'm going to be on the 2nd. I'm going to be doing this Lord of the Rings marathon all day, watching all of the movies, and also I may start. I may start go. I may return to online dating, even though I'm not. It's not some. That's not really something that I want to do or wish to do right now, because online dating is just it's really more of a numbers game, and it makes people far more shallow on both sides on the internet than they would be in person. But I may just give it another whirl, even though I really don't want to, because I don't really have any other way right now in my life that I can meet people. Unfortunately, I would prefer to meet people in person, but I just don't have anything like that in my life right now. And so, but if I do, I will be very careful and selective, even if that means I never get a match. So, because I don't want to become really liberal with the like button and then end up lowering my standards for that reason. But probably nothing will come of that. It's just to kind of keep my options open, even though I would really prefer not to use it. And so, yeah, those are my plans for 2025, and that's my review of 2024. Again, I will be turning 30 on January 23rd, and which kind of scares me a little. It be mainly because I still have many of the same worries and anxieties that I had at 20, and so nothing in that regard, nothing has really changed that much. And so this isn't really a midlife crisis. It could be considered a quarter life crisis perhaps. But yeah, those are my plans for 2025, at least the ones that I can announce, and that is my review of 2024.